Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. This is Mathematics with Teacher Abbas. So we'll be looking at word problems involving simple equation. This is the last part of the word problems under simple equation. We'll be looking at using it to share things and then to relate it with one or two persons. Let's see. In our last class, we talked about word problems involving simple equations that has to do with age. We'll be applying that same principle here. Number one, Paul and Nelson share 150 sweets such that Nelson gets 18 sweets more than Paul. Nelson gets 18 sweets more than Paul. How many sweets did each person get? Okay, let's take a solution. So let's see. Of course, we have to take down what we are being given. Paul and Nelson share 150 sweets. That's the first thing we need to take note, and that stands for total sweets. Represent total sweets is equal to 150. Then such that, let's look at this, such that Nelson gets 18 sweets more than Paul. Nelson gets 18 sweets more than Paul. So Nelson is not getting 18 sweets, rather is getting 18 sweets more than Paul. More than Paul. So that means Nelson's sweets depends on what Paul's sweets are. So that means we need to find Paul's sweets first. Remember what we did in the previous video. So Nelson's number of sweets depends on what Paul gets. So that means we need to get Paul first. And then we have not been given the number of sweets Paul got. So what we have to do, we have to assume there. So we say let Paul sweet be X. So if Paul's sweet is X, then Nelson's sweet will be equal to what? Nelson gets 18 sweets more than Paul. That means anything Paul gets, Nelson will get 18 more than. You add 18 to Paul's sweet to get Nelson's sweet. So Nelson's sweet will be equal to Paul's sweet plus 18. This is the principle. So Paul's sweet, we don't know what Paul's sweet are, so we need to assume that, which we say it's X. Sorry, this should be let this be not by. Okay, so let Paul's sweet be X. Okay, so Nelson's sweet equal to 18 plus, sorry, X plus 18. And then what are we looking at? The total sweet is equal to 150. That means if you add Paul's sweet and Nelson's sweet, what you should be looking at, you should be getting the total sweet. So this implies that X, which is Paul's sweet, plus Nelson's sweet is what? Is X plus 18. And then this will be equal to 150. So what do we get here? 2x is 2x plus 18 equals to 150. Collect like terms, 2x equal to 150 minus 18, and then 2x will be equal to 132. So we divide both sides by 2, and our x will be equal to, will give us 66. Our x will be equal to 66. Okay. So when we are done with that, we need to come back and look at the equation. What are we asked to find? That's very important. What are we asked to find? Okay, so let's see what we are asked to find. Right, so we are to find the number of sweets for each person. The number of sweets for each person. Okay, so let's start with Paul. Now, Paul's Paul's share equal to, now what was the number of sweets Paul got? Paul got X. We've gotten our value of X for to be 66. So Paul's share is equal to x, meaning that number of sweets Paul got will be equal to 66. This is where we do substitution. Substitution. Okay. Then we move to Nelson. Nelson's share. Nelson was what? Nelson was x plus 18. That means what we'll be having here will be our x is 66 plus 18. And that will give us a total of what? Total of 84. So Paul got 66 sweets and Nelson got 84. So that's how we use simple equation when we are sharing items. So let's move to number 2. In a school of in a school of 720 students, there are 218 less girls than boys. How many girls are in the school? In a school of 720 students, there are 218 less girls than boys. How many girls are in the school? A school of 720 students, so we can say total students equals to 720. Now we are looking at there are 218 less girls than boys, than boys, than boys. So that means the number of girls depends on the number of boys. So we say let the number of boys be x. Okay. Let the number of boys be x. So girls will be equal to what? Number of girls will be, they say there are 218 less girls. That means x minus 218. Okay. So we should know that if we add the number of boys and the number of girls together, we should be getting the total students in the school. So this implies that x, which is number of boys, plus x minus 218, which is number of girls, that will give us 720. So what do we have? 2x equals to 720 minus 2. Okay, this will be plus, sorry, and 18. So 2x equal to, that will give us what? That will give us 938. So you divide both sides by 2, then we'll have that x equal to 460, 469. 469, if you divide 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 4, that will be 4 remainder 1, 2 into 13, that will be 6 remainder 1, and 2 into 18, that will be 9. So 469. Now, that 469 is for x. What was our x? Our x was boys. That means number of boys is 469. But the question says, um how many girls are in the school? How many girls are in the school? So number of girls from the principle we use, number of girls was x minus 218. So we have that girls equal to x minus 218. That will be equal to what? That will be, our x is 469 minus 218. And then the number of girls will be equal to 9 minus 8 is 1, 6 minus 1 is 5, and 4 minus 2 is 2. So we have 251 girls. Okay, we move to the last part of it, the last question, that under word problems involving simple equation. So what do we have here? In a quiz competition contested by 3 persons, the winner got 35 points more than. The winner did not just get 35 points. The winner got 35 points more than the third person. That means the winner's point depends on the third person, while the runner-up got 14 points more than the third person. Okay, so if the total point was 180, how many points did each contestant get? If you can check this question well, you see that the that the winner's point depends on the third person because he got 35 points more than the third person, and the runner-up, which is the second position, got 14 points more than still more than the third person. More than so the winner's point and the runners-up point and the runner-up point depends on the third person. So what do we do here? So if the total point is 180, we can start with that. Total point, total point equal to 180. Total point equal to 180. Um, let's see. So the winner's point and the runner-up's point depends on the third person. So we need to find the third person first. Let the third person's point be x. So if that is if the third person's point is x, then the winner's point equal to the winner got 35 points more than, that will be x plus 35, and then the runner-up point equal to x plus what, 14 points more than. Okay, so if we add the winner's point plus the runner-up point plus the third person's point, that should be giving us the total point, which is 180. So x plus 35 being the winner's point plus x plus 14 being the runner-up point plus x equal to 180. So if we look at this, we have x plus x, x plus x plus x. That will give us 3x plus 35 plus 14. That will give us 49 equal to 180. So we have 3x equal to 180 minus 49. What would that give us? We have 3x equal to 0 minus 9. Okay, that will give us 1. 7 minus 4, that will give us 3. And then 1, okay, we'll bring down our 1. So what do we have here? All right. Now I can see that this will not give us a whole number. This will not give us a whole number. So I'll quickly do some adjustments here. Quickly do some adjustment and change this 180. To change the 180 to okay 180 181. Change that to 181. Okay, so that we can have a whole number when we divide. Sorry about that mistake. Let's make it a whole number. We can easily work with it. All right, so this will give 181, and then 181 here minus this, that will give us 132. 132. So we divide by 3, then we divide by 3. Okay, so what that means is that the question the question will not be 180 again. We'll change that. Let me finish the solving. So our x is equal to, will give us 40 x is equal to 44. Okay, so let's see, what are we looking at? We are to find the score for each contestant. To find the score for each contestant. So let's move to a new page. Okay, so for winner, winner's point. Now the winner was, what was the winner? Got x plus 35 and our x is 44. The winner got x plus 35. So by substitution, our x is 44 plus 35. And that will be equal to 79 points. Okay. So second point will be equal to what? What was the description for the second person? That's the runner up. That's x plus 14. So x plus 14. Our x is 44. So 44 plus 14. That will give us 58 points. And then the third point will now be, third was just x. If you check, let the third person's point be x. So x, that means the third point will be 40. Now, of course, if you add these 3 points, add the 3 points together, it should take you back to 180. Please permit me to quickly change this to 180. All right, that's it. So that's how we do word problems involving simple equations. So you have exercises here. Please carefully go through them one after the other, solve them carefully, and then present your work very well. Thank you for watching this video. Please pause the video and do the activity. If you have any issues, you can go back to the examples that we did and then go through them carefully. All right, thank you for watching. Please do well to like, do well to subscribe, and then share these mathematics lessons with others. See you in our next. Thank you.